Yeah. Let me tell you how much that I love you. Let me tell you, me once it. Let me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, didn't know shit. But you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me want to say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder. Without my baby, without me love, without me love. And no dance and sing and a ting, because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under, to get under, I know. But your love in my life control that. I lay down my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings, they come my way. And all the bad things, they turn away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's a for me. Greetings, greetings, and gratitude, fucking family. Well, we in cheer. We are in cheer, child. Let me bring up our guest. This is none only than Yali Giovanni. Greetings, Miss Yali.
Greetings,
How are
everybody.
you?
How
I
you
am.
guys doing today? Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you just fine.
Fabulous. Fabulous. Hi, everyone. I'm Yali Giovanni, your well-being facilitator, and I call myself a well-being facilitator because my background is in psychology, is in trauma healing, is in Reiki, is in meditation, is in cognitive behavioral therapy. So I encompass everything, sound healing, and I encompass everything into one. So that's why I call myself a well-being facilitator as opposed to a life coach. I don't like the word life coach because I'm not coaching you. I'm just helping you get to your one step to the next, and that's it, right? You are the coach of your life, not me. And so that's who I am. How you guys doing?
We are well, Yali. I am so pleased to have you. Um, so, with even all of that being said, I've been saying that you are a trauma specialist.
Yes.
Yes. So, tell us a little bit about that before we get started with this class.
Okay. So what helped me to get to the point of helping people with trauma is the opportunity presented itself where there was a class about teaching people how to go through the facets of trauma. And there's layers, right? There's sections of traumas. And so in this particular training, which is incident reduction, trauma incident reduction, is where we help our clients not to forget the experience of the trauma, but to take away the stronghold it has over you. So if you've been abused, you are forgiving that person, but you're not forgetting. What you're doing is forgiving that person so that you can move on with your life, because oftentimes we don't realize how much control that person has over us after, right? So your life changes. You have a lot of pitfalls in your life, and you don't realize that that experience is controlling your life. So it's literally dangling you like this until until you decide to say, you know what, today I release you, today I forgive you, today I move on with my life.
Absolutely. Now, Miss Yali is also working on a workbook. that is
Yes.
going to help her and help us, and inside of her facilitating of the healing work as well. Miss Yali, where do you want to start inside of? We're going to be pulling people up for you today, to help them to heal. So where do you want to start? Tell me what you want to do. My food, I just got to where I was supposed to be, and we ain't ate. So we at this place, but you can't go in and eat. You got to sit in your car and eat. So I'm good. So whatever you need to do, whatever you need from me, this is your class today. This is Healing with the Church Couldn't Fix Part 3.
Okay. And period. Okay.
And I ain't got on
Uh,
no makeup or eyebrows.
it's okay. You still beautiful. We
Okay,
all
okay,
beautiful. Okay.
okay.
So today, you know what? Let's continue on what we were discussing and what you were discussing actually from the last when we had people come up and we were talking about why you are in the place where you are.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is drop the link, and you are welcome to click on it. I will not bring everyone up at the same time. You'll be in a queue for a while. So I'm going to drop the link. Whoever clicks on it, we're going to start to bring you up and do some work. All right, let me get this here. This is going to be epic. I can feel it in my soul. I hope y'all got y'all tissues, your pens, your papers to take these notes, write things down. Yes. Please call me Quatita. I know some of you are used to calling me Queen, but Queen is a completely different word that we know it to be. So just call me Quatita or Governess. I'm all right with that. Gratitude. Let's see. We ain't got nobody yet. They coming, Yali. Don't worry about it.
I'm
And
not worried,
this is for
honey.
women. This is for men. We got
Yes.
some teens. Come on. Let's come on up. Let's get this healing done. Oh, yeah, I'm all right today. I'm all right today. We're going to see.
Well, I
I've
can't see.
already dropped the link in the chat.
One of the things that one of the steps that we have to pay attention to when we're healing is that we have to recognize that we are broken. We have to recognize that the trauma happened, and we have to recognize that we have to forget. So in order for you to get to your next level of healing, all those steps have to happen. Right? You can't ignore the fact that that situation happened. You can't ignore that, because if you do, then your healing won't happen. You're not being true to yourself. Gratitude.
Greetings.
Now, greetings.
Greetings.
Your background is a little bit loud, Taida. Um,
Sorry, I got the babies. I'm babysitting for my sister. I apologize, but Spirit was like, get on there and get your healing. So I'm trying to do better at listening to them.
Absolutely. So,
What
I
you
just
need me to
asked
mute,
that
mamas?
I just asked that you go on and allow Yali to help you. Just press mute until you speak.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have your playback, turn your playback down, because that's what we can hear. It's what we can
Mhm.
hear ourselves, the playback. You say, how do you do that? Um, Hold on. You just go in and turn it down. Whatever you're using, I'm sorry. Whatever you're using, just go in and turn it down so the
Is that
playback can.
better? I turned it down some. Is that better?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it
Yes.
is. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna mute myself and stuff. Go ahead, you all.
Okay. So the question for you is, why are you here today?
I feel like, just like most carbonated gods and goddesses who grew up Christian and might have had a splash of Muslim upbringing, that we have a lot of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I
We do.
noticed that, like, with me being about to be 30, it's still little things that I battle with and deal with. Even though I've done a lot of shadow work, it's
Mm-hmm.
like it seems like you can never do enough shadow work because they kind of really fucked us up.
Right.
You can curse
Because
on here, right? I
yeah,
don't want. I
I'm
don't
not
want to
sure.
get.
I'm not
I don't want
sure.
to get
I usually
clean.
don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're fine.
Okay. But yeah, like they really did a number on us. They messed us up, like to the point where even when you do hear your ancestors talking to you, that westernization kicks in of like, am I tripping? So it's like you got to get confirmation or validation sometimes, like, oh, okay, well, gratitude for letting me know I'm not crazy. I'm not just hearing stuff. When
Right.
you tell somebody what somebody might have told you on the other side type thing.
Right. So there's a two part to that question, or wouldn't even say question, what you just shared. One is you mentioned that um, growing up in Christianity, we're so discombobulated because of the training and the teaching that has been put placed over our life. While that is true, for you to heal from that, you have to acknowledge what it is. You have to go all the way back to the beginning. What it is that you can remember from the beginning, from the beginning that happened to you in the church that you need to let go of so that you can move on and really truly pay attention to your ancestors and the deities when they're speaking to you. So what is it that's keeping you in the place of doubt? You're muted.
Sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
I would say it'd be the programming. I would say it's definitely the programming.
Mm-hmm.
I give acknowledge to that. And I also now, that I'm more open to more things being older, I wholeheartedly believe that just like the internet is a highway, so is our train of thought.
Absolutely.
And outside forces sometimes will try to throw in different thoughts. Like one day out of nowhere, that long as I got King Jesus bullcrap song just kept trying to pop up in my head.
Yeah.
And I just was like, you know what? I'm sending it right back to the sender. You and that nigga. I don't mess with that.
Absolutely.
But you would have thought it was a rage. As long as I did it. I was like, you know what? I can no.
Absolutely. Because that's the way that it creeps up on us, right? But I want you to take a moment and think back of your first negative experience you had in the church.
I'd say, well, my grandma's a pastor.
Okay.
And my deceased mother is a minister. So it's like I've had so many negative experiences. It's a plethora of them. One of the first ones for me was Bible study. You can imagine with my grandma being the first lady, it didn't go over so well, being the type of old soul I am.
Yeah.
But the Sunday teacher lady, she was like, when your mother and your father forsake thee, God will take thee up into thy bosom. Immediately my hand shot up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, so God got a wife. I said it just like that, but it's real version of Cyber. Right. And I'm an Aries, so we be real matter of fact, fiery with it, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. So God got a wife. She like, no, it's only Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what you mean? You just said bosom. Only my mama got a bosom. Like my daddy ain't been that present, but I know for a fact this nigga ain't got no bosom. My granddaddy ain't got no bosom. Like, don't know men have bosoms, ma'am. Mm-hmm. This is where I was getting at as a child. Like, I done seen people breastfeeding. Ain't no men doing this. Yes. What do you mean? So pretty much she got frustrated and flustered. She couldn't comprehend why I couldn't comprehend that God ain't got no wife when you tell me somebody gonna take somebody up into a bosom. Right. So my grandma got called. I ended up getting pinched. Them skin twisting pinches. And she wore them click-clacker nails back then, so you already know. Right, exactly. A little bit of skin came off my arm, and I tucked my chin and got escorted by my first lady grandma on to sit on the pew with her and shut my mouth.
Yes. And how old were you? How old were you when that happened?
I was probably like maybe 6. Thank you, ancestors. I was 6.
6?
I was 6.
So you've had that wound since you were 6.
It's so crazy because I've been hurt so much. I never really look at things like wounds anymore. I just feel like it happened. Let's do the work we need to do to get over it so it don't keep holding us back. Or if I know that it's something that I have not healed over, I'll be completely honest with myself. Absolutely. I still haven't healed over that. Like if I'm talking to my best friend, you know what, sis? I'm still crying because I still haven't healed over it.
Absolutely.
Apparently, I'm still traumatized.
Yes, you are.
If I'm still crying about it, clearly it's still some hurt there about it.
Absolutely.
Is my logic.
And so going back to that 6-year-old little girl that was ignored, that was overlooked, that was invalidated in that moment, right? Because it wasn't explained as to why the bosom the question about the bosom and saying that, well, God has a wife. Why was that ignored and not explained? And why were you invalidated as opposed to cared for and given the love that you should have received as a child, as a 6-year-old child? Asking these questions, right? And so that's what the church has done to us. They have nullified who we are by not answering our questions, not being direct, right? And not even giving thought to your thoughts, not even being mindful that you have thoughts, you have a mind, you have ideas, right? And so, as the 6-year-old little girl sitting today before me, you have to go through the process of relinquishing that power that it has over you. And that's going to be the beginning of your healing process. Because, like you said, you have done shadow work, but now we're talking back all the way to 6 years old that you didn't even realize that wound was still there within you. And we carry that over years.
You are absolutely right. It's probably because, like I told you, I went through so much stuff
Yeah.
that was just slight to me.
Yeah.
What really hurt me about the church was when my deceased mother, when she was more in her prime, when she was dealing with her crack addiction.
Wow.
The whole messiness and talking about people. And instead of realizing that they're battling with whatever demon, spirit, or entity, or whatever title you want to put on it, you want to kick them when they down because you have low self-esteem. And it makes you forget about the run you got in your stocking, or the fact that your husband creeping your daughter's bedroom at night, or the fact that he'll rather be with a little boy than be with you.
Yes.
Like, that type of messiness
Yes.
really got me. Or when my mama died in front of me, the same church my mama gave all her money and all her food stamps to.
Let it go.
When it came time to bury her, we couldn't take her there because the side door was broken.
Yeah.
My grandma rode past that church. They were using that side door.
Wow.
So you want to come speak at my mama's funeral after we had to find someplace else to have it, because she couldn't have her funeral where she was giving all her damn money, energy,
that part.
And food stamps too.
Yeah.
But you can come hoop and holler and pop, dock, and drop around like you're such a great speaker when it comes time for the service. Or what hurt me, I say, was when I told my grandma that her husband was touching on me.
Wow.
And I was around like 8 or 9. My mama had got caught up for a bounce check. So she got locked up, sent to prison. Mm-hmm. And my grandma ended up getting custody of me. Because, when you're dealing with that crack addiction,
yeah,
you're going to make it happen, baby.
Absolutely.
And if you like my mother, where before you got addicted to crack, you was a hustler on the block in the Timbs, you going to make it happen. Whether you got a monkey on your back or not, you still a hustler at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So it's like, I told my grandma that he was touching on me, and she still would leave me alone with him. And, I talk to her now about it. I'm still not over it, but I did get to talk to her in my older age about it. The first time I brought it up was around 2009. Mm-hmm. I had been blessed to reunify with my mother. I got into Wicca at 14.
Okay.
So I got dedicated to Isis, aka Aset, in my little gym at my high school.
Wow.
And I told Aset, because I was in an abusive relationship, and whatever spirit was on him wanted to take me out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck I am in the spirit, but apparently I'm somebody to somebody, because a lot of shit done tried to take me out of here.
Yeah.
I told her, I said, like, you will unify me with my mother, get me out of this abusive relationship. Whatever you need from me, I got you. Straight like that. And it still stands.
Yeah.
So if she ever calling me, hopefully it ain't nothing that make me look crazy, because I'm going to have to slide on it. Because if you get your word is your bond, especially in the cosmos.
Absolutely.
But so basically, when I brought it up, see, her children did not know about it. They didn't know that their daddy is a pedophile. All they know is that their daddy is this great pastor, and he paid his child support, but things didn't work out between them.
Yeah.
So when I brought it up, go sit down. So when I brought it up, there's no crackers in it. So when I brought it, there's no crackers in there. It's only my fruit and vegetable seeds. Thank you. Stop doing that. Anyway, my nephew. So when I brought it up, my uncle, you a liar. Like he tried to push me like before. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. So when I brought it up, my grandmother looked at me and said, I thought I told you not to talk about that anymore.
Oh, wow.
I realized then that you can be so fucking traumatized, you'll put some shit to the back of your motherfucking mind.
Yes.
That you don't even remember that it happened to you.
Absolutely.
And I said, wait a minute, I told you? I told you? She said, I thought I told you not to talk about that no more. My mom said, she told you? And I said, why would you keep leaving me with him?
Right.
And my grandma said, you got to understand it was a different time. And I didn't know how to come about dealing with that spirit. My auntie and my uncle, it's going over their head that their mama is basically validating that their daddy is a motherfucking pedophile.
Right.
You a liar. You a liar. Grandma uncle tried to push me down the stairs.
Wow.
Because let me tell you something. Just like people go crazy over their sky daddy, they'll go crazy over the goddamn nuts that help procreate.
Yeah. Because that's their security. That's where they seek their love from, right? So there's no way that their hero is the one that's causing pain and trauma to someone else, because they have not witnessed it. And when you have a mother that's covering up what's actually happening, you're not going to believe anything. Right?
Yes.
So now you have to go back so that you can forgive. And you got to remember that forgiveness is for you so that you can move on. It's not forgetting.
It's for me, it's like how? Because honestly, I'm an Aries sun and I'm a Leo moon.
Mm-hmm.
North Node Sagittarius, rising Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
When I fucking tell you I'm a big ass pot of fuck it,
mm-hmm.
and when you done cross me, you done cross me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like I still got issues with my grandma. I won't even really leave my children with her. She might have babysitted my other two babies that I'm working on getting back because this system ain't shit. Probably I can count on my hands how many times.
Yeah.
Because another incident was this lady named Darlene.
Mm-hmm.
She was one of the minister type bitches at the church. She babysitting for us, for me and my auntie and my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I was around like maybe around 9, because that was around the time my grandma had custody of me and my mama had to do that prison time. So I got up because I was thirsty. I came downstairs. I sucked my thumb. I still suck my thumb. I asked for a cup of water. What I tell you about sucking your thumb? I'm a child. I'm like, look, it's my comfort zone, bitch. Get over it. I came on my mama sucking my thumb. I ain't say it like that, but that was pretty much my energy about it. Like, who the fuck you is?
Mm-hmm.
So she made me suck her boobs. And she was like, the next time I catch you sucking your thumb, I'm going to make you eat me out. And so when my mama pulled up and got me, because this was the incident, this was before my mama had got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, damn, it's crazy how trauma fuck up your memory.
Absolutely.
But this was before my mama got locked up. Because my mama pulled up and got me. And I told my mama immediately what the fuck went down. My mama skirt buster U-turn. Because once again, my mama a hood goddess. Tim's, selling drugs, beat your ass. Like she gonna box you. And even grown men can't see her with them hands.
Right.
She busted you, bang, bang, banging on the door. Go ahead, bring that bitch outside. My daughter just told me what happened. My grandma and her pedophile husband hiding the bitch in the house. Saida's lying. She's fabricating. My mom said, why would my daughter make up a woman making her suck her titties when my daughter ain't been on my titties since she was an infant? She don't even remember getting breastfed. So how she gonna fabricate somebody forcing her to do something like that?
Right.
I ain't gonna lie to you. To this day, I'm still upset with my grandma about that.
So let me ask you this. How old were you when that happened?
I was younger than 9. I had to be around like maybe 7, 8. 8, thanks, Spirit. 8. Well, if I don't remember, Spirit showing up here is going to help out.
Absolutely.
I say gratitude. That's a high vibration word.
Never a dull moment.
Yes. But yes. Yeah.
So based on what you have shared so far, a lot of your traumas were between the ages 6 and 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you want to do from this moment forward?
I want to get to a place where I really let it all go, because
Okay.
that's not even half of it.
Yes.
But I can say I am much better than what I was. Because when my mama died in front of me, I was damn near an alcoholic, baby.
Wow.
Harbour Seagulls Gin, mix it together.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when my mama died in front of me, I had just left from being 19, turning 20. My son was still a baby. So I literally had to kiss my mama dead body and go ahead and get the Smithfield packing to cut up them halls, because she left us a 1-bedroom. Not to mention water and lights.
Right.
Gotta pay bills.
Yeah. Such a young age. Such a young age. What I will want to do after this is perhaps have a one-on-one with you, if you don't mind. Governess and I will reach out to you somehow so that we can get you with the ball going, okay? Because I truly believe that you are going to accomplish what you're here to accomplish by
Okay.
any means necessary.
So let me tell you why I chose to do this, Yali. And so I was gonna make the announcement, and I don't want to rush or anything, but I want to be able to get to as many people on here as we possibly can, because this is what I'm gonna do. I am planning a free women's empowerment engagement.
Yes.
This is going to be the preliminary to the Mind, Body, and Soul retreat. I want all of the women that feel like they need healing to come into this placement. This is going to be in person.
Yes.
And it's free. And that's why I wanted to do it this way, because I want you to understand, when I bring Yali up in this, Yali's gonna help come in and we're gonna work. And I'm looking for other people that would also qualify as an expertise in something similar to this, because we're gonna get some healing done so our people, our women can move forward with healing. So I'm gonna step back out, but I just wanted to say that's why we're doing this with Yali, because I want to do a women's empowerment movement. It's gonna be in person. It's gonna be sometime in July. Very, very quick. If you can get there, you get there. If you cannot, please, the next thing, please join us.
Yes. Gratitude. So we give gratitude to you for sharing your story, because this is hard. It's not easy to come on live, and share your hurts and your pain. But a lot of us have
gone through similar stuff, because America ain't shit.
Yes. Right. And the brainwash from the family has been from generation to generation to generation. And it probably took you.
Well, you got to realize this. Don't nobody want to acknowledge reincarnation. Yes. So if you don't want to acknowledge that, you probably an old soul that got buck broke.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Or straight out bed wench raped.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you won't be able to comprehend why it's such a vicious cycle that all leads back to Juicy J, coincidentally.
Juicy J. The master of manipulation. That's what I call Juicy J, right? Because they manipulate our minds to believe otherwise, to believe that we are nothing, and to believe that we need to be suppressive and follow what they think, who they think we should be following, as opposed to ourselves, which we are what? The goddesses. Period. The power.
It's crazy.
We are the power source, and period. Right? So
I used to hate my hair. I used to hate my skin. I used to hate my features.
Yes.
I used to want to be white, bruh.
Yes.
Now that I know who and what I am, I'm so fucking pissed off.
Yeah. Yes.
That I was killing myself on the inside.
Absolutely.
Trying to be something that I am not. When they not hitting on shit. Oh, funky wet dog, baloney dog, fucking motherfuckers.
I don't mean to laugh.
I'm glad I got that off my chest, because I know some genomes that like to stalk watch, and they love to just be dropping in, trying to be stalking the goddess Quatita, because of all the great work she do, and y'all can eat several dicks. And every time you try to throw an evil eye, I hope the ancestors take all of yours and your bloodlines too. As above, so below. Abracadabra, 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 bitch.
And
Ah,
period. Yes, gratitude so much. Listen, I can't tell you enough how much breakthrough you're gonna have going
I'm gonna
forward
go ahead and
because
get out your
I feel your
way.
power. I feel your power, Saida. I really
I'm gonna
do.
get out your way. It's other goddesses that gotta
It's
get
all
here.
right,
You and
girl.
her got the
Gratitude,
juice.
gratitude.
Kick me off, mama. I don't know how to get off,
I don't know how
Quintita.
to do. Governess.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't know if anybody else in line because I can't see it for some
Oh
reason.
yeah, I got you. I got you. I'm bringing them up right now. I got Miss Skittles coming up.
Greetings, Miss Skittles. You're on mute, hon. Unmute yourself.
Sorry, greetings,
It's
greetings.
all
Hello.
right.
Hello.
So, how can I help you today? Why are you here today?
Well, I'm here because I unfortunately was wrongfully indoctrinated as a Jehovah's Witness for, let's see, 32, like 20 something plus 27-ish years of my life. So, yeah, that's a lot to unpack.
Mm-hmm.
Being in that, and it's interesting because now I am a yoga teacher and I'm trying to, pursue my spiritual path, but I feel like I haven't handled that relationship with the church yet, and that's why I'm having a hard time breaking through and being able to like really fulfill my practice and really take in the knowledge I'm getting on my spiritual education because I'm so afraid to connect with the community because I feel like everything is going to brainwash me and kind of redo what I just spent 20 something years, like unfortunately having to survive.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
What made you become a yoga instructor?
It's interesting. I don't know. Like at first, I always thought like yoga was just like a cool activity, but I really got into it when I got fired and I
Mm-hmm.
lost my job at one point. And I was just kind of like I had no other purpose, so I just
Mm-hmm.
went to yoga classes. I found a free studio, and I wanted to teach yoga because I felt like I had a hard time in certain classes because everyone wanted it to be a certain way. And as someone who came from that whole experience, I knew what it's like to want to experience yoga, but to be afraid of the space because it can feel very like culturally creative like. So
Mm-hmm.
I got into teaching yoga because I wanted to create a space that wasn't a cult. I wanted to make people feel that they can get up and move if you need to speak, if you need to voice your opinion, that it's a space that you can feel safe in to still learn to practice without feeling like I have to be quiet and I have to pretend to be something that I'm not, to just to be into yoga.
So, when you went through your yoga training, did you
Yes.
have any type of conflict with what you learned as a Jehovah Witness and what you were learning as a yoga instructor?
It was a complete opposite lifestyle. Like at that point, I was traveling. I was living in Mexico. I was in the jungle. We go to ecstatic dance. It's very free love. And there was shoes. It was like this, like plant medicine. I tried ayahuasca. It was the most like opposite of my lifestyle. You connect with people. You can kiss on the first date. If you meet someone, it was very like a freeing, the total opposite of what I was used to. At one point, it would almost be too much when people were like, let's go out. I would feel overwhelmed because I was so used to like healing, like church being a negative space. To like my first time I went to ecstatic dance, and I was like, I can come to church and it's or be in a healing space and it's fun and it's positive, and it was almost too much for me because I wasn't used to like all that positivity at one time. It was like
Okay.
almost overbearing.
So, going back 20 plus years
Yes.
from the first time you were indoctrinated from into Jehovah Witness,
Hmm.
what is your first negative experience that you can remember from that?
I just think I remember as a kid, I think the first thing that really sucked was like when my parents when the people who gave birth to me got back into it, how like quickly any social life was like cut off, how immediately there was only certain people, I couldn't do certain things, and just how I was like, why can't I be like all the other kids? How much I started realizing that, like, wait, I don't think I live a life like all the other kids do. That's when I started. I think maybe around in kindergarten, because that was my last birthday party was when I was 4. After that, I didn't have another birthday. And I think that's when I was like, something was wrong because I wasn't getting a party. Like things just weren't the same as before.
So would you say you were 4 or 5 years old?
Yeah, I was 4.
You were 4.
Mm-hmm.
So from the age of 4,
Mm-hmm.
you felt the trauma of the church.
Mm-hmm.
And the trauma was removing everything, because let me explain something about trauma. Trauma
Mm-hmm.
is just not getting injured or somebody abusing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Trauma is a negative experience that made an impact on your mind, body, spirit, and soul,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so I know a lot of us don't like to talk about the word trauma, don't like to identify with the word trauma, but we have traumas.
That's
And
true.
because of those traumas, we are floating through life as opposed to living through
Mm-hmm.
life, right?
Yeah.
And so we need to have that physical encounter with this body
Mm-hmm.
from the spirit that is within the body,
Yeah.
right? So you were broken, altered at 4 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right? So knowing that you went from having a social life to having nothing,
Mm-hmm.
you're still feeling that pain right now.
Yeah.
Let it go. Don't hold on to it. And I want to encourage you guys, whenever you have the feeling to cry, when you are thinking about an emotional experience, negative emotional experience that you have had, please let it out, because the soul needs to let go. When you hold on to it, we build anger, we build malice, we build jealousy, we build envy. All that encompasses with that energy. So you got to release it. So don't hold it. Don't feel bad for letting it go either.
It
Cry
just
it out.
it sucks because I was just in one of the most natural places in the world, and I couldn't even like enjoy it because I was so overwhelmed with like not being happy.
Yes.
You know, like I was in the middle of paradise. I was where people like pay thousands of dollars in a postcard, and I'm in
Yes.
my room crying all day. I'm like, how
Yes.
can I
Let it
teach
out.
those people? How can
Set
I
her
teach
free.
yoga to people when I can't even get up today? How can I teach you how to come to yoga class when I didn't know how to buy groceries this week? When I'm just so tired, when I just don't even know what to do. And that was
Yeah.
just really hard. It's like I feel like I was an imposter because I'm sitting
Yes.
here like, here we are one with the universe, and I'm in the bathroom like, holy fuck, I can't stand it right now. I'm
Hmm.
tired. What I've been dealing with my health deteriorating from the other issues, and I'm just sitting here like, when is this gonna be over? Like I
Right.
wanted it to end, and here I am now. Like I miss it, and it was sad because like I wanted what I dreamed of to end. Like I dreamed of it on my vision board, and I got there, and I'm like, I'm scared as fuck because I don't know if I think I was like supposed to enjoy the experience, even though like I
Yeah.
chose it. It still felt like it wasn't mine to enjoy that. I was just like, well, I just gotta go by.
So I want you to be free. I'm also a yoga instructor, so I understand, right? So remember, picture yourself as the instructor right now, and picture the energy that you present yourself to your students. Is that the energy that you want them to walk away with?
All right.
Right? So, do you journal?
Sort of, but I'm trying to get back into a better
Okay.
job at it.
Okay. So, bring yourself to refocus back to journaling. And I want you to go back, beginning to that 4-year-old little girl, that her life was disrupted, interrupted, and taken away for what she thought and what she knew as normal. Because journaling is a form of therapy and we overlook it, but it is a form of therapy, right? And you might not be able to see a therapist on a daily basis,
That's true.
but you can see your therapist on a daily basis,
That's true. I actually
right?
have it over here. Yeah.
So begin with that 4-year-old little girl and leave nothing out.
Yeah.
There is no perfect way to journal.
Yeah.
There, if you need to curse, curse.
Uh-huh.
When you feel the emotion to cry, cry, let it out, because you want to show up to your students at 100%, if not more.
Yeah.
Because
I
the
do.
energy that you want them to walk away with is the energy of peace,
Yeah.
not of confusion,
Of course.
right? Because we're all energy. And when we
Of
do
course.
yoga, we are transferring
Yeah, we're
our
giving it to our
energy.
students. Yeah.
We're transferring, right?
Yes.
So we're gonna definitely keep in touch, Skittles.
Yes,
I love your
thank you.
nickname. I love it.
Thank you, Miss Yali. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes.
Thank you.
Gratitude, gratitude.
Gratitude, gratitude, thank you. Gratitude.
Gotcha.
That was so powerful.
Gratitude.
Trauma comes in so many different forms.
Yes,
People just assume that trauma is like, I'm gonna beat you up and I'm gonna rape you. Like, trauma is what affects somebody else's mental
absolutely.
and emotional. I feel like I'm gonna bust out crying. Um, we're
Let
gonna
it
bring
out.
somebody. Okay, right. We're gonna bring somebody else up. We got Miss Patsy coming up.
Okay. Hello, gratitude. Greetings, Miss
Greetings,
Patsy.
greetings. How are you?
I am doing great. How are you?
Overwhelmed, but I'm sort of okay today.
Okay. So why are you here today?
I am here because I've been taught, like most of us, about God growing
Mm-hmm.
up, but then I've also been conditioned that I'm not enough.
Mm.
It was kind of no matter what I did, my grandmother always made me feel like I wasn't enough.
Yes. Let it out. Don't hold it.
And it translated in my life to where sometimes I put it on my kids,
Yeah.
and that's very unfair to them.
Yes.
But that's all I know. I've started so many things and I never finish
Mm.
because I feel like I'm not enough. In fact, my grandmother's exact words were, "You're not going to be smart enough to do that."
Mm.
So anything I try, and I can be really good at it,
Yeah.
but it replays over and over in my mind. And in 2012, I started going back to church. Maybe it's something that I'm missing. Maybe it's something that they can help me find.
Mm-hmm.
And it was reiterated back to me like, you're not being of service to God. You're not enough.
Mm.
And that's all I could hear was I wasn't enough.
Yes.
And I'm just ready to let it go because there's so many things that I want to do, but the fear of not being enough keeps replaying over and over in my mind.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
So the very first time that you can remember feeling and hearing that you're not enough, how old were you?
Probably about 5 or 6. It was always that my brother was smarter than I was. I ain't gonna lie. I was a very lazy kid. I hated school. Like,
Yeah.
ever since the beginning, like, I hated school. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hated school. And I would do the bare minimum. And one time my brother, because we're Irish twins, we're like 12, maybe 13 months apart. He said, I give y'all my money in my piggy bank if you just bring home an honor roll. It could be the C honor roll, whatever. I don't care. I give you all my money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm greedy, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get all his money. So
Yeah.
I put my best foot forward, and I got on the AB honor roll. And when I brought it home, was my mother was over the moon. But remember hearing my grandmother tell her, "Well, she ain't never gonna be smart as PJ. She ain't
Mm.
never, she ain't never gonna." She said it in a way like I wasn't intelligent enough to make it
Yeah.
in life,
Yeah.
and that was very heartbreaking because it turned me into a people pleaser. You
Yes.
know, I would
Yes.
do things, but I would always ask for her validation. Like, Granny, is this right? And I know it would be right. I
Right.
know what I was doing was correct, but I always needed her validation because I felt like when she said I wasn't enough, that anything and everything that I did was wrong.
Right. So I want you to think about something. You and I
Mhm.
have parallel stories. You have 3 children. I have 3 children. I was told the same thing. I was in 4th grade. But this is what I need you to first comprehend and understand is that you are enough. You are more than enough. That's number one. But you got to tell yourself, look at yourself in that mirror and remind yourself every day until you no longer have to remind yourself that you are powerful and you are enough, right? Because when you begin
Yes,
to
ma'am.
heal that, it's going to trickle down into your 3 children, which is your legacy. And your
Yes.
legacy needs to know that they are more than enough.
Yes.
Is your grandmother still alive?
She's not. I've buried my entire family. Actually, it's just me and my brother left.
Okay. Okay.
And another thing that sticks out with my grandmother, she was sick,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like in 2008. And I was gonna, at that time I only had 2 kids. I was gonna move to Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and my brother called and he was like, "Well, you know, Granny's sick." And I was like, "No, I didn't know." He said she got cancer, and Daddy, which is our grandfather, he's 13 years older than her, and he can't take care of her, Patsy. I really need you to take care of them. So I stayed and I took care. I really can't take the credit for taking care of my grandmother because she was like really, really sick, and we had to put her in rehab and we had to put her in a nursing home. She told my brother, she didn't think that I heard it, but I did. Um, I'm gonna take Patsy off of everything because, for one, she loved too hard. She'll let a man come in and take everything we done work hard for. And secondly, she ain't smart enough to maintain anything. And that did a lot to me
Yeah, it broke your spirit.
because I was the only one that stuck around and took care of everything.
Yes. Let it
I
out.
made sure she was buried properly. I made sure that my grandfather was taken care of. I quit my job. I didn't have anything. I didn't have anything because my mother was already deceased. I didn't have anything, but I stuck around and I took care of my grandparents. And because of her selfish act of me not being enough, family members came in and took what was left.
Wow.
And I'm not crying about physical things. I'm just
Right.
upset because my grandmother didn't think of me enough, and I was the only one that stuck around and made the sacrifice. The only one. My brother didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother's sister that was still alive, she didn't do it. No one did it. I did. I raised my children off of $360 a month because that's all I was getting off of their dead father. Can you imagine
Mm-hmm.
trying to raise kids and take care of someone who needs 24 hours care off of
Yes.
$360 a month? But I
So,
wasn't smart enough, but I wasn't good enough.
so I want you to think about something as far as her words, right? Because her words cast a spell upon your life. And the more you accept it, the more you receive it, the more you wear it as a bodysuit, right? But you know that you
I
are
do.
enough, don't you?
I do.
And she knew your power. That's why she made sure she diminished it every opportunity she got because she knew you were powerful. Her job, her assignment was to keep you derailed so that you cannot and will not accomplish what you're here to do. But it's time because you already know that you're enough. She has no power or dominion over you, over your mind, over your body, over your soul, over your spirit. No power over you. Take it back, give it back, and walk away without looking back. That's where you will
Yes,
start. taking your power back. Don't ask for it back. What is asking going to do?
Nothing.
Exactly. You got to take it back.
Yes, ma'am.
Take it back. Okay. So we'll stay
Yes,
in
ma'am.
touch. Definitely we'll stay in touch. Okay. Because I want to
Yes,
see
ma'am.
you flourish from this moment forward. You're going to look in that mirror until you don't have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
see it anymore in that mirror. Okay. Gratitude.
Yep. Gratitude. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mosquito biting me.
Let me tell you something, Yali. You said something that was just so powerful. I am in my car screaming and hollering. I'm clapping my hands. I am having church.
I tell
You
you.
said those, and we don't look at it. Y'all gotta hear what she just said to her. She said her words cast a spell on your life. People
Mhm.
don't look at it like that. Y'all telling me that fuck shit bitches curse words. No, I tried to curse words are words that curse your life, that speak
Yes,
spells over you. Spells are real, whether they
absolutely.
on the negative or the positive. Spells are
Absolutely.
spells. When somebody says to you, you are ugly and not enough, somewhere, I don't care if you say, bitch, fuck you. I know what I am. All night that's gonna ring in your head
Yes,
until
it
it
is.
takes hold.
Yes, it is.
Then you said you wore it like a bodysuit.
Yeah, she did.
A bodysuit means it clung to your skin. It was a second skin for you.
Absolutely.
Baby, girl, let me bring somebody on up here and get some healing going. You get your butt on up here. You get on up here and get some of this that Yali got. Gratitude, Miss Yali. I love you to life.
Gratitude, gratitude. Hello. Ooh, Leticia. Did I say that right? You're muted, hun.
It's here. It's Leticia, yes. Good night.
Okay, here. Hello, hello. Is it Leticia?
Yes, this is good now.
Okay. Greetings. How are you?
Greetings. I'm good. I'm good.
Ooh,
I'm
she's
good.
breaking up.
I
Can
hope
you
I
hear me
am.
clearly?
I hope, really do hope I am. So actually, I hope that I am good.
No, you are
And I
good.
hope I'm
You're
not just
before us today.
pretending.
Mm-hmm. So tell me why you're here today.
So yes, so apart from I'm not fixing. Yes, apart from me seeing this opportunity that our governess has put up here for us, um,
Mm-hmm.
I have had a whole lot from childhood since about back as I could remember. Um, from as far back as I could remember, and I think I started to, from an early age, wanted to be accepted. Hated the skin I was in, and hated everything
Mm-hmm.
about me because of the guilt I was feeling because of trauma I'd been through, things that I've gone through. I used to think, I used to think that I was so terrible that I wanted those things to happen to me because I do remember
Mm-hmm.
times when I probably could have avoided it, even though I was a child. I knew I could have, but I would sometimes go in the way. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I went to the church early, feeling because I was always feeling guilty. I was looking for help there many
Yeah.
years, but every
Mm-hmm.
time the church recognizes you do something that they call a sin, they are ready to punish you, and so you go back
Yes.
right back from scratch. And you always feel as though you're struggling, and always, even though you're in the church trying to get rid of guilt, you're always feeling guilty.
Yes.
And I spent
Yes.
a lot of years of my life in church trying to be, because you're always told that you're not praying enough, you're not close to God enough.
Yes.
So you're always trying to make certain you're trying to pray, you don't get to pray, and then that's your lifestyle for years, trying to be this righteous person that you never ever become. So you always feel guilty. So a lot of things I've been through, they've made me who I am today, but I don't think I think there's a lot of things missing too, 'cause right now I think I am messy. I think I'm a messy person. I don't think I know. I am.
Okay.
I can't blame that on anybody. That's me. Me. And I wonder sometimes if what I was told as a child of not being good enough, if that is why I've made so many decision in my life that I don't think is that was very helpful to me.
Yeah. So there's two things you said that stuck out to me. The first thing you said was you hated yourself, so you encompassed self-sabotage. That was like your best friend. That's number one. And the second thing you said that stuck out to me was you're very messy. So you
Yeah.
acknowledge those things, right? So I want you to think back to the very first time that you knew you were being messy.
When I was asked, when I'm told to do things in the home chores and I would refuse, I rather read a book or I
Mm-hmm.
rather not do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was told that you're very lazy. You would live in a hotel, things like that. You could never do better than that because you're lazy.
Mm-hmm. So because you were living in a hotel, you feel as though that was messy?
No, I was told that that will be my lifetime. That will be my lifestyle. That's how I'll have to live um because that's because I'm lazy. That's what
Okay.
I was told.
So how old were you when you first heard that you were lazy and that because you're lazy, you're going to be living in the hotels for the rest of your life? That's so ignorant, but we're not even going to talk about that part. How old were you when you
I
first
I,
heard
I average it was approximately 12 years old, about that age. Because
that?
we were expected. Well, children are expected to do chores, but I would be the one who would rather read.
Okay.
Not even play so much, but read.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Leticia. What is your definition of messy?
Never taking care of your responsibility in your house, keeping your place clean and tidy. That's what I think it is.
Okay. So before you heard that, before from the time you heard it and you decided to harvest it in your heart and wear it because that's who they say you're going to be till now, would you say you have broken that cycle at any moment in your life between that time and now?
In a few moments, yeah, but not completely. No, no.
Can I ask you why not?
Because I feel that way. I feel that I don't want to because I am lazy. That's what I feel.
Do you really believe
And
that you're
sometimes
lazy?
I feel I want to. I don't want to believe it, and then sometimes I believe it, and then when I look around me, I want to believe it. So
Do you feel like you want to believe it because it's comfortable?
yes, it could feel that way sometimes. Yeah.
So knowing that you truly aren't messy, right? Knowing that you are just a meek individual that just want to read. And we lose ourselves when we read, right? Because the stories we can formulate in our mind and we can travel wherever we want to go when we're reading, right? So knowing that you gave away your power when you were 12 years old and beyond, right? You have given up at one point, but you decided not to give up too long. So you went back into lazy because you're not lazy. And you know you're not lazy, right? So why are you choosing to live out the life they told you you're going to do?
Because I think sometimes I feel broken and need fixing, and sometimes I'm confused. I'm not sure what it really is. So
And
I'm like this, and I go, I believe it, and I don't believe it, and I don't believe it, and I don't believe it, and I feel like I'm broken, then I feel like I'm not broken. I'm always um double-minded about it, not sure.
yeah. So do you understand that we are duality?
I heard that before.
Okay. So knowing that you are duality, and there's positive and there's negative. And the negative, we're going to say, use this as an example. I'm not saying that it is. The negative is that you're lazy. And the positive is that you're going to live your life to the best of your ability, right? So why would you choose? I want you to ask yourself that question. You don't have to answer me. Answer that to yourself. Why do you choose the duality of negative, which is being lazy?
Sometimes I feel like it feels comfortable there.
Yes.
It's even yes.
Yes. I needed you to say that because you know deep down in your heart that you're not lazy. It's just comfortable. It's easy to be
Yeah,
comfortable.
that's very
Very easy, right? So that's their first step to your breakthrough. You already acknowledge, right? You already accepted that you're not. So I need you, if you don't journal, do you journal?
no.
Okay. So if you can get a notebook, it doesn't have to be fancy because this is the beginning, right? If you want to get fancy later on, you can do that. But you need to break away from that because, again, like I said before, we use whatever it is that has been given to us and we wear it as a bodysuit. And we don't need that, right? Gratitude, majestic kunu, kudu, kudu, kudu. Right? We don't need that. That's what's holding us back in life. What did you want to be when you grew up, when you were 12 years old?
I just knew I wanted to help people. I never really knew what career path that was. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually I chose I accepted teaching because that is what was available as a means of earning. And
Mm-hmm.
eventually now I left it because I'm not sure. I'm 46 and I still don't know what I really want to be. And I feel like sometimes I don't know if I should be how I should feel about it. Because
Okay.
many persons are my relatives, they can't understand how I would leave teaching because it's so prestigious. Where we're in Guyana, South America.
Okay.
Um, that's a country in the Caribbean.
Uh-huh.
Um, Teaching is so prestigious, and because I was the only one who came out as a professional something,
Yes.
they're like, "You crazy? Something wrong with you?" Because a lot of times I would always hear them say like something wrong with me. That's the next thing I've been
Yes.
hearing since I was a child. Something wrong
Yes.
with you. They always keep saying something is wrong with me, but I know that I don't think anything wrong with me. I'm just like everybody else, different.
Yeah.
I'm just different.
There's nothing wrong
I
with
was
you.
introverted. Nothing is wrong with me. I see things different.
Yes.
I act different. I behave different, and I was always bombarded for that difference. One of the reasons that caused some of that difference back then was not only
Mm-hmm.
personality, but it was more guilt,
Mm-hmm.
guilt of years and years of abuse
Yes.
that I should not have gone through as a little girl in
Yes.
different ways, and I think in all the ways. So that's that turned me into that.
Yes.
So I
So
don't even know what I want to be.
you will find out very soon. And you know what? How I know it's going to be very soon?
I would
Because
love to know.
you're walking right into it. And you're going to open that door and you're going to walk through that door. You didn't leave
Gratitude.
teaching just because. You left teaching because your higher self is calling you. And you know it. You know it.
I know it. It seems like I'm the only person who know it, but everybody else around me is saying something wrong with you, girl. You crazy. You
And
can't
it's
be right.
okay.
How you taking care of 5 children without and what's going on now? So
That's not for them to know. That's between you and your higher self.
because when I did went into teaching was me just trying to be obedient to an older lady who
Yes.
encouraged me to come on, go. You are in a better position. A lot of persons want to go to teachers
Mm-hmm.
training college, but they can't go. You go and you go, girl, you go. And I just didn't want to disappoint her, and I went into it.
And you
But I
disappointed
would always
yourself.
feel out of yeah, because I never did a good job. I did a good job with the children.
Yes.
I had good relationships with the children,
Mm-hmm.
but to perform it, to follow the school's curriculum was hard for me. If I
Yes.
could stand in front of the class and I say what how I feel at that time and discuss with children, that was very very good for me. I could teach all day like
Yes.
that. But then I
Right.
soon got into trouble with that because, like I said again, they give you a curriculum to follow and they told me, oh, the children are complaining, they're not getting enough work. Additionally, I learned also, I've been following Queen for a few years,
Governess.
and
Governess.
through her and
Mm-hmm.
others. Sorry, yes, my apologies,
Yes.
governess. That's right. I've been following the governess for so many following her, and then I've learned so many things that sometimes we're teaching, but we're teaching lies. And I
Yes.
did some of my research, and I can't stand in front of those children and teach them lies.
Yes.
I feel that guilt for that,
Yes.
and I feel guilty not being authentic. Like I'm just pretending.
Yes.
I'm dressing up in my nice high shoes. I'm going to
Mhm.
work. I'm looking pretty. But deep down inside, this is not me. This is not what I want. I'm not happy doing this. I'm just wearing, I'm just pretending when I get in those heels and my bags and I look pretty. As soon as I get to the
Mhm.
school gate, I feel different. Don't like it anymore.
Yes.
If I have
Yes.
to
Because you
interact
don't
with students
belong
and
there.
chat, I feel good. No,
Yes.
I don't belong. I don't feel like I
You
do.
don't belong there. That's not your calling. Your calling is to
And I
help.
feel like I'm
Yes. That's
teaching
not your
them from
calling.
what, yeah,
Yes. So your promise to yourself is committing to yourself. Once you commit to yourself, because you have given up yourself along the way, your power, you just giving it away. You did teaching because somebody suggested it to you, not because it was calling you. It was because somebody told you how prestigious it was
no,
going to look, how you're going to get this, how you're going to get that. All these accolades that has nothing to do with what your soul desires. So the minute you relinquish
yeah.
that and you pick up, snatch up, gather up your power, you're going to walk right into it. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, it's been here all this time. Because you already know it. You just haven't accepted it yet. And that's why you're smiling. So gratitude, Leticia, for sharing your story
Gratitude
with
to
us.
you.
We're all going to keep in touch with you
Yeah,
all today. But gratitude because
yeah,
your story has helped somebody else in the chat or whoever is watching to get to their next level. Because we have to first be accountable for ourselves. We first have to understand that we gave our power up. They didn't take it from us. We willfully gave it. Knowingly and unknowingly, we willfully gave it up. Okay?
yeah.
So gratitude once again, and remember to start journaling.
Yes, I will. I
Yes,
will.
ma'am. Gratitude.
Gratitude to you and gratitude to the governess.
Acha.
I invited a friend, another teacher, and we follow her. So all the
Good.
way from South America, Guyana. Gratitude, everyone.
Yes.
Cousins.
Yes. Gratitude.
Okay, wait a minute. I missed a part of that. She said all the way from where?
South America.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And I think she's from Guyana, because I heard the accent. And I think her accent was from Guyana. She did say where she was from, but it was broken up, so I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. I want to say a couple things because I see a lot of people in the chat saying the work is powerful, and it definitely is. But I want everybody to understand it's not just for the women. If some of our men need to get up here and speak, please do that.
Yes.
Please do not feel like you cannot. Because let me say, yes, we want the divine feminine to be healed and accountable so she can stand righteously. But if her power and protection, which sometimes come from our men, if they're not healed, that can be dangerous to us.
Yes. Absolutely.
So if we got some men on here that need to come up and get some healing or some understanding of self, please do that. We are going to bring someone else up, Miss Yali. Oh, that's another thing I want to say too. I like Miss Leticia, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't know how many. I don't think that, but I know that people do think that people that are in like Brazil, Guyana, Haiti, Jamaica, they may be not going through the things she is.
Right.
Everybody has a
Yeah.
story to tell. Everybody has
Absolutely.
experienced some sort of trauma. So let's see who we got to bring up here, Miss Yali.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see there. There we go.
Miss Ketonia. Did I say your name right?
Ketonia.
Ketonia. Yay. Gratitude, greetings.
Greetings.
And why are you here today?
Oh, well, sometimes I feel like I could be my own worst critic. I'm trying not to get emotional.
Please let it go. Don't hold it in.
I feel like
yes, let it out.
I just been so insecure my whole life. Like last night I was having a conversation like with Yehuda. Hold on, William. And it was like, this is my son. And I know I was listening to Quatita and about the bad signals, like when do we feel like we lost our power? And so I was like, I feel like I never had it because
we never met Yehuda before.
I remember I think I might have been like in the second grade. And I was in Girl Scouts. And I was so excited to be in Girl Scouts, you know, because I was like the only child for like 10 years before my little sister was born. And I just remember they had like a sleepover and everybody was invited but me. And so I still end up going, but it was like I got treated like I snuck to the sleepover, you know?
Yes.
And then
let it out. Please don't hold it in. Let your soul release. Release it.
I hated school. It's like all my life I got called ugly, you know, and to the point like I was scared to have children because I felt like I was so ugly. Like I didn't want to have ugly kids, and I'm just being honest. You know, because I didn't want my kids to endure what I did growing up and being teased, and you know, I felt like I was treated differently in the family growing up because I just felt like I wasn't. Hold on, William. I wasn't as pretty as my cousins. You know. Stop. I told you to stop, okay? Mama gonna be okay. And I felt that way, and I constantly think about like when I was in middle school, like the 7th grade, and so once we leave the lunchroom, like we all have to go to the gym, and so I got teased so bad, and everybody said I look like a dog. And so, like, when I would go into the gym, Mama, like, the whole gym would be barking at me, you know, and it's like, I still carry that around.
Mama,
39 years old. Wait, William, wait. No, 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 no. Stop, William. I told you to stop. Just wait, okay? And and so that led to drugs. I started doing cocaine when I was like 16 years old.
Mhm.
And I had been dealing with drugs on and off for 10 years,
Yeah.
and I'm clean now. I've been clean since November the 17th of 2021.
Yes.
And I do carry a lot of guilt because I did do drugs like with my daughter. I
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
And when I look at her, I want to love on her so much because she's so perfect. And
Yeah.
I feel like I could have messed my baby up, you
Yes.
know. And and I just feel like I help certain family members just like waiting on me to relapse just to say, oh, I knew she couldn't make it. I knew she wasn't strong enough.
Yes.
And I don't want to leave. I don't want to go back down that road as being an addict because it is hard, you
Right.
know, with two kids and just just trying to be strong day to day. I feel honored that I came across Quatita's page. I kind of feel like I was led to her page,
Yes.
you know. And so I was telling my mom that my son is not going to school, you
Mhm.
know. And then the first thing she told me, she was like, well, I couldn't homeschool him. She was like, you can't homeschool him. Like you got to be college educated. And it kind of hurt my feelings.
Mhm.
Like I'm not smart enough to homeschool my child.
Right. So, Tonya,
Yes, ma'am.
when you look in the mirror, what do you see?
I tell myself I'm pretty, but do I believe it? Not all the time.
Okay. Now, I want you to think about the very first time you felt violated with words. People calling you a dog. I don't even see the association because you're beautiful. You know that, right? Have you
I want
accepted that? Why haven't you accepted that?
I guess I just been carrying that pain around for so long.
Who was the first person that called you a dog?
A guy in school.
Did you tell anybody?
I did.
Who did you
I,
tell?
I I went to like one of the councils in school.
Did you tell your mom, your dad, any family member?
No, I didn't tell my mom.
Now, from that experience that you had in 7th grade in the gym until now, right? You said at 16 years old, you started doing cocaine. Was that the reason why?
Probably deep down inside, yeah. But at the time, in my mind, I just was just experimenting with friends, just trying to be cool.
Yeah. And then you got hooked.
I did.
All right. Now, I want you to remember two things. One thing for sure and two for certain is that you are beautiful.
Thank
But
you.
you are beyond beautiful, right? You are gorgeous, not because it's words, but it's because it's who you are. And I want you to think back about that gentleman, and I'm being nice, right? That person that called you a dog, I want you to go back to that age. Before you do that, I want you to sit down in your most comfortable position. I want you to take 3 breaths in slowly and out through your mouth. And I want you to keep your eyes closed and recall him back. And I want you to picture that moment in time. And I want you to take your power back. Don't ask for it back. If you remember his name, say his name. You say his name and you tell him you are here to take your power back.
Stop me. Stop.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The minute you take your power back, I want you to get a notebook. It doesn't have to be fancy. I'm telling everyone that because I know firsthand how important journaling is for the beginning process of your healing journey. Because I did it. I'm not doing what I'm doing just because. I'm doing it because I did walk that same walk. Start writing from 2nd grade. And I can't remember how old we are in 2nd grade. I want to say what, 6, 7?
7 or 8, yeah.
7 or 8. So go all the way back as far as you can. So even when you get off the call, if you can remember being 5 or 4 years old, being invalidated, being called names, go back to that moment in time and write every detail that comes to mind. Colors, where were you? What were you wearing? Who was there? All of it. Leave nothing out. Because as you're writing, you are releasing. You are taking control back. You might not realize it, but you're taking your control back. Addiction is going to diminish because once you take control and your power back, what is there to lean on? That is just a crutch that you can just let go of if you choose to, because it's a choice. Nothing is permanent. Remember that.
Yes,
Nothing.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Your pain is not permanent. You don't have to ignore it, but you can release it. Because as long as you wear it as a bodysuit, then it controls you. He will no longer control you when you go back to take your power back.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? Remember that.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your son's name?
William.
Hey, William.
Hey.
Give mommy lots of hugs, okay? Aww.
I do that every morning.
Yeah? Okay. Remember me when you do that to you? So handsome. You look just like your mommy.
I do my own breakfast.
Oh, you do? You're a big boy.
I didn't even burn. Even burn.
Make sure you make sure mommy too. Okay?
This what keeps me going.
Yes.
My son and my daughter.
I have a sister. Her name is Ariana.
Tell Ariana say hi, okay?
Well, she just threw a bottle down. She got done with it, so she just threw it down.
Say I'm done.
You do that every time she did the water bottle.
Well, guess what? You're a big brother, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna help her, right?
Yes, and my sister fell off my mama's bed.
Tell everybody that.
William, you're telling all the business. William,
I know, right?
Business. Well, Ketonia, we'll definitely keep in touch with you and touch back, okay? Make sure that
thank you. Gratitude.
He said gratitude. He is too cute.
Okay.
You be your own kid standing on you.
Beautiful. I mean, my sister fell off my bed. Like, wait a minute, come here. Let me talk to you real quick. She was beautiful.
What's adorable?
Now I send the demons to your doorstep naked.
Yes.
I send the demons to you, baby. You shouldn't have never brought that in here.
What
It's
happened?
all right. They putting that naked shit in here. It's time for healing. So now I'm gonna send the demons. I'm gonna send a get there to you, baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send it to your doorstep. Listen. Let me say, Miss Cat, I keep removing you from the queue because you're not allowing your camera or your mic. So when it's asking you that, you keep saying no. And so it's not allowing me to bring you on. So I have to take you off. You must allow your camera. That's it. You must allow it to come on. It won't allow me to bring you on if you do not. Okay? So, you good, Yali?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're going to do it 2 hours. So you still have about, if that's okay with you, you still have about 35 minutes?
That's good.
Okay. You didn't leave. I kicked you out because it won't let me bring you up. You got to let your camera and your microphone on. Then when you come out, if you want to take your camera off, then you can do that. But we can't even get to you. You got to see you. Okay, let me bring somebody up so I can run in here. All right, here we go.
Hello.
How are you?
I was
Can you
going
hear
to
me?
try, but I don't want to mess your name up because my full name is not easy either. So I'm going to allow you to tell me how to pronounce your name.
So I go by Zalia Faye, but my name is Patricia Faye.
Oh,
But
okay, okay. I like the Zalia Faye though. Okay, Zalia Faye. That I would have been right. Okay, I just didn't want to mess it up. How are you today?
I am getting healed just by sitting in the back and listening to the cousin's story. Like
Yes.
I'm
Ache.
blessed. I'm happy. I actually clicked off, and Spirit kept telling me, "No, click back on the link, click back on the link." And do you want to get healed? Click on the link. I'm like, but other people need, do you
Yeah.
hear it like this? So I'm just happy because a lot of what my other cousins have already said is helping me sit here and
Yes.
helping me pinpoint exactly, what it is. And hopefully
Yes.
you can help me to then figure out how to clear it out.
Yes, indeed. So tell me why you're here today.
My main thing was, I know there's a blockage somewhere that's keeping me from becoming the woman and the mother that I'm supposed to. And it's like I've been this walking, functioning form of depression,
Yeah.
like since I could remember, and I'm done doing the shadow work. I'm feeling, better, but then out of nowhere it comes back.
Yeah.
Memory will come back, something that I just haven't dealt with, and it's suppressed. I suppress it because I don't know how to deal with it without someone else feeling pain from it. So, which is mainly my mother. So when I love Quatita for doing this, the church, healing from the church. My family is the church that I need to heal. My father was a pastor, my mother ordained minister. I have 6 sisters, all raised in the church. I was an ordained minister at one point, which I don't even, at that moment, didn't understand why they did it, but I took it.
Yes.
It's just because I wanted to be of service to Juicy
Yes.
J. I wanted to feel worthy. I wanted to show Juicy J that, I'm all in. What am I supposed to do? So I have no memories before kindergarten.
Okay.
I have no memories before kindergarten. And I know that's a big block. Simply for one church, the church that I was ordained a minister at. The pastor's wife was really close, which I didn't know, with one of my godmothers, and she shared something with her, and she ended up sharing it with me about my mom's current husband, who is prophetic. I've always been surrounded by a church my whole entire up until I got of age and I went out, and did my own thing and separated completely. But I still went back. And then no matter what church I went to, it was always something. I was being blamed for stuff I didn't even know, had no knowledge of.
Right.
Because I'm friends with a girl that the pastor's sleeping with and his wife is up there and he got this, I have no knowledge of it.
Right.
And when it all is exposed, the one who has no knowledge of anything is blamed.
Yeah.
Just different things at every church. But my godmother shared with her that I was molested by the man my mother is still married to this day. And my mother knew. And so I want to deal with that, but I don't know how to deal with it without causing my mother pain.
Pause for a minute. Pause for a minute. You said something so powerful. I don't even think you know how powerful that was. Your godmother shared information with someone else about you being violated. Your mother knew, but you don't want to talk to your mom about it because you don't want to hurt your mom. Did I follow that right?
it's alone. Like I'm the
No,
black
wait,
sheep
wait,
of
wait,
the
wait.
family.
No, I'm being
Yeah,
serious.
that's.
Did I
I
tell
mean,
you
that's
that?
true.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's
All
true.
right.
That's 100%, 1,000% true. Um, I lived with my dad from 12, 13 up until I moved out on my own. Me and my mother never. We just never. It never was a mother-daughter connection. She had 6 girls. You know, I'm the second to the last. You know, the neat baby, as they say. You know, so I was overlooked. I was overlooked.
Do you believe you was overlooked?
Purposely, yeah. On purpose, yes. Just because of how I was treated compared to everybody up until maybe 2 years ago. So this is
Okay.
not, it's not nothing. It's recent. I was
Okay.
trying to deal with it on my own, but there's still that blockage because I can't get past a certain point. And I'm
Yeah.
the person that I am. I'm loving the individual. I'm finding me again, but there's still things that I can't handle anymore. And I know it's because of the mental trauma, the damage, not suppressing it and not dealing with it.
Is your mom still alive?
Yes,
Do you live far from your mom?
no, I
So, can I ask you something? Can I ask you to commit to yourself to free yourself? Do you know what's going to take for you to free yourself? Do you?
not completely, but
You will have to
I
have that
have to.
conversation with her. Because you need to know if it's true that she knew. You want to know first and foremost if this really happened. And whether she
Correct.
says, no, it didn't happen, where did you hear that from? Your spirit, your soul is going to confirm that because it's never wrong. So she might verbalize, no, it never happened. And spirit is telling you, hell yes, it did. You better follow spirit. But that's going to be the day that you're going to close that door. Because you can't be living stagnant. You already know there's a block. So you already acknowledge, you already accept it. So now you need to move on. And in order for you to move on, you need to sit down and have that conversation with her. Don't have it at home. Go to a park.
Oh, good.
I'm feeling you right now. Like my chest is on fire. Let it go. Yes, release it. Release it. Release it. You are valuable and you need to take your power back. I can't say that enough. Don't ask for it. Snatch it back. You can't fulfill what you're here to fulfill because you're holding on. You're trying to protect somebody that violated you. She might not have done it herself, but she allowed it because she's still there. And she chose somebody over you. And that's the pain you're feeling because you can't confirm it. But the fact that if it is true, she chose somebody over you once again.
Indeed.
And you got to release her because she's controlling your life, hon. She's controlling your life, whether you want to believe it or not.
No, I believe it. She's very controlling.
Yeah.
And I think a part of me is very sympathetic because it's a lot I didn't. I used to be so angry with her.
Mm-hmm.
And I let that anger go to the point where when I started uh, finding it about what she had to go through, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and why she held us so close and so tight and why she was so controlling, you know,
Mm-hmm.
her, you know, got killed because she wasn't paying attention, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and I know that's the guilt she lives with, you know. My other sisters all sat down with her and told her how bad of a mother she was. And
Mm-hmm.
I just, for some reason, I just can't bring myself to put another nail.
You don't have to be harsh.
And I don't want to be, but it's
You
every
don't have to
conversation
be.
is like, I understand.
Yeah, you don't have to be. You can share with her your hurts and your pain. And you can let her know in that moment that you forgive her because forgiveness is for you. Whether she wants to receive it or not, it's okay. Right?
Yes, ma'am. I
It
was saying
gotta
I'm
be
writing about
okay. It must be okay.
you.
You're a chosen vessel of your family. All of that
Yes,
did
I
not
am.
happen by accident. And because you are, she's still here. You have the opportunity to face her. And you can tell her in love, but she has to know. And you have to take your power back in that moment because you are valuable, not only to your family, but you are valuable to the world. And how can you be of value to the world if you are not acknowledging that you're valuable to yourself?
Yes. That was one of the things I wrote. Because,
Self is first. It's not selfish, right?
yeah,
But how can I pour out from an empty vessel? Don't delay. Don't delay. And
I
let it
appreciate
out. Don't keep holding in your tears. Let your soul cry out. It's okay. It's okay.
I appreciate you.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll circle back with you guys later. Remember, you guys, we are all brothers and sisters, cousins, nieces, and friends.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Lane, love you. I listen. Me and Maya's over here sitting in two different cars, slapping hands through the windows, like, "Girl, is you listening to Yali?" I said I didn't know where she was gonna go, but Spirit kept saying, "You trust it, you trust her."
Yep.
And I said, "That's
Gratitude.
about to make me cry." I said, "Listen,
Gratitude.
this is amazing, and I don't want to stop. I don't want to kill our time talking, because you're saying some of the very things that Spirit gives to me to say. And listen, we're gonna do some more work. Yeah, come
Yes,
on.
we are.
Where she go? There she go.
Ache, ache, ache. Hi, Joy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm alive and I'm breathing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So why are you here
Um,
today, Joy?
I don't even know where to start.
Okay. Take a deep breath. You're mute. You're muted.
Sorry, my phone.
It's okay.
My life has been chaos before I even got into this world.
Mm.
My family, because I'm mixed, they wanted my mother to have an abortion. She refused, but to me, that made her somewhat be a good mom in some areas, somewhat be a bad mom in a lot of other areas.
Okay.
Same with my father. me and my mother are 14 years apart in some months. God bless the dead. My father died in my hands 10 years ago, and we are 19 years apart. Besides dealing with all of that, I've been through, like I said, my father's death from a home invasion. I have died and came back. I have been in 2 bad car accidents. And I'm just really trying to keep my mind gathered. I always keep trying to push to stay positive. But even though I have one parent dead, I have the one father that raised me in federal prison. And I have a mother that is just like a, I guess you can call like a negative Nancy.
Mm.
And I try to talk to people, but it's hard for me to trust. And when I trust somebody, they always throw it or tell somebody else. My own mother did it. That's why I got a lot of trust issues with people.
Yeah.
And I try not to be like that. I try not to let anything that somebody said or done to me come on to the next. But sometimes that's very, very hard. I try not to be mean, but people will still tell me you're being mean. I'm like, how the hell am I being mean? Y'all want me to be nice. When I'm nice, y'all running the fuck over me.
Yeah.
When I'm nice, you taking advantage of me because I wear my heart on my sleeve, because I am a loving and caring, compassionate person, because I'll do anything in my heart for people, in my means. And I've noticed in the long run that messes me up.
Yeah.
Because it tears me down. It's tearing my energy.
Yeah.
I go for trying to learn things before I started listening to Governess, and my cousin put me on to Miss Governess. And I had somebody literally try to take my energy and everything from me because they saw what I was before I could actually understand what I was for my family. And it's still kind of hard to keep that person away. I've done blocked. I try to keep everybody that's done bad, but it seems like everybody that's done bad keeps trying to come back. Like they need some verification or some apology. I've been forgave. Does it hurt? Yes. Do I still get mad and aggravated? Yes, but I try not to. What I'm still trying to figure out is how can I really, my mother's the only thing I have. How can I cut somebody off without hurting them? Because if I tell from everything, like even whenever I went to therapy, because they made me go through therapy from being in foster care, because I left my mom when I was 13. I was done. I raised all her kids. I don't even have any. I done miscarried all of mine because of the stress that she put me through. So it's like, I'm just lost. I don't know. I really, to the point where people tell me I got a nonchalant attitude, and I know I do.
That's your defense mechanism.
Because it's like, I don't care anymore. I care that I can help people. I care that I can give out healing herbs. I care that I can teach people stuff. But it's to the point where it's like, I'll stay to myself. I don't care anymore. And I don't want to be like that. I don't like being like that. Because I like to be happy. I like to smile. I like to put smiles on other people's faces.
Pause for a minute.
So,
you like to be happy. You like to be putting a smile on other people's faces. So how do you put a smile on your face?
My animals and garden, being out in nature, trying to keep my sanity when my mind is rushing so much.
Do you trust yourself?
Yes.
How do you trust yourself?
Because I know I'm not going to put myself in any harm's way. And I know I can only let myself down if I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to set out and fully do for myself.
So I want you to go
Do
back.
I get distracted along the way? Yes.
We all do.
I do.
Right? But let's go back. 10 years ago, you say your father died in your hands. Is that your biological father?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said that the father that you know is incarcerated.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's
I
2 of
come
your
from,
protectors gone.
yep. And everybody says I'm gonna be like them because my stepfather is a drug lord and my mom and my father was drug dealers.
So everybody is who?
They sold drugs and was in the game. So people in the police force that know my name, people that's in the streets that know my family. And I don't even, and trust and believe, I try not to be nothing like them. I don't want to be nothing like my parents. I refuse to be anything like my parents. Whenever the kids look for love, they were never freaking there. When we needed something, they'd be there financially. But where are you mentally, physically, when I need you, when I'm getting bullied, when I need you because somebody just hurt my heart? The person that I can trust and confide in, why would I still talk to you if I can't confide in you? And you're going to throw it in my face like I've done something wrong because I tell you how you made me feel, or I told you what you've done to me. I'm a liar. I don't know what I'm doing. I've done got told from my best friend because she's an author and she writes books. And my therapist, write a book. From then till now, you done been through stuff. You died. You know what you did to come back to this life. You did this, you did that. I said, no. I said, I'll hurt too many people because my truth, people don't want to tell the truth when it comes down to whenever the other person tell them how it really made them feel. Or what they really saw and you thought that they did not see.
So let me pause you for a minute. Because you said this 4 times. You don't want to hurt anybody else. But you're hurting. Everybody else is hurting you, but you don't want to hurt anybody else with you speaking your truth.
Because every time I speak my truth, it make me feel like I'm a bad person.
Gratitude, let it go. You can't be strong for everybody else, honey. You got to heal you. You got to love on you first. You got to protect you first. Your protectors are not in your space right now. And all you keep hearing is negativity left and right. You're going to be like your mom. You're going to be like your dad. You ain't going to be this. You ain't going to be that. You ain't going to be this. You ain't going to be that. And you're fighting through all of it. But you're truly in between fighting and floating. Because you're floating so much so that you don't want to be like them. So who are you proving this to?
Myself.
How? Let it go. Don't hold it.
I guess because for my brothers and my sister, I wanted to be there like how she wasn't there for me.
How old are your brothers and sisters?
I'm 31. My brother's 25. My other brother just turned 18, and I got a 9-year-old sister. I was pregnant when my mom was pregnant with my sister, and I had my miscarriage. My second one.
Yali.
So you want to be present. Yes.
Yali.
Yes.
I just want to ask her, how did that make her feel that she lost her baby and your mother didn't? You know, you're raising somebody else's baby.
Let it out. Yes, let it out. Yes, and speak it. Because your feelings are valid.
It hurts so bad because I have people that be like, oh, you just want my family. You want my child. No, bitch, I don't want y'all shit. I want mine. I want what I have lost.
There we go.
I don't want nothing from nobody else.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not fair. But I couldn't understand because I was not ready. Because I still had to get over not having my childhood.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
never wanted to raise my kids in no type of situation like that because I wanted to be better than my mother and my father.
And you are, because you keep choosing you. And you have to keep choosing you. But while you're choosing you, you have to continue to release, but you got to let go of the stronghold that it has over you. Your mother's a negative Nancy. You don't trust her. You had to leave when she was 13 years old. You've been in protective mode as far as 13 years old.
And what's funny is at 11, both parents, all three abandoned me.
At 11. So we're even going back 2 more years before 13. Okay, let's go back a little bit more. How about 10?
I was raising everybody else's kids while everybody was at the club selling drugs.
Let's go back to 9.
Same thing. I was
Let's go
helping
back to
hide
8.
drugs and I was helping. 7?
7?
My mom had my baby. That's when I started experiencing gifts, more gifts that I already had with the spiritual world.
Let's go back to 6.
That's when the person that I'm named after, we all was living together. She was down here from Missouri. That's my great grandmother.
What happened with great grandma at 6 years old?
She didn't want to be in South Carolina because South Carolina doesn't have any kind of disability for people that's legally blind. I come from 2 blind great grandparents on my mom's side, and down here they just don't get any extra help for being blind. So she went back to Missouri, and that's where I'm born at. I'm only in South Carolina because of my father's family.
Where you want to be?
On a damn island somewhere far away.
And that's where you ought to be.
That's
What's
all
stopping
I
you?
want to do.
So tell me what's stopping you, Joy?
Finances. Trying to finish getting everything together. Even if I don't want to sell my property, I at least want to have it to where I can put houses on there to rent out. I have a bunch of animals. I surround myself with things that I love.
Yeah.
At least I know an animal will never leave me until they die.
Yeah. That's your protective mechanism.
Or I write. I do a lot of
Right?
poetry.
So 5 years old, do you have any memories of being 5?
Playing and having a double hernia. Only thing I ever did when I was younger was go back and forth between here and Missouri and be with my grandparents. My mom and father never really raised me.
Okay. So your grandparents pretty much raised you up until they passed.
No, they're still here.
Both of them.
I got a young family.
Wow,
The only people that have passed that's I know around me spiritually is my father, because once he died, when they made him let go of my hand, he died right there on the floor. That was probably besides getting raped, that was one of my worst nights ever. I still have PTSD. It makes me feel like I had paranoia at times. I just recently started being able, like I told my cousin, I was like, when y'all move back out, don't worry, I'll be okay. I'm used to being alone. Even when I was in a 3-year relationship, I was alone.
Why?
So it's okay.
Why were you alone in a 3-year relationship?
He was older. A lot of people that I've dated have been abusive or narcissistic in some type of way. That's how I ended up moving in with my father before he passed.
Okay.
is my ex-husband was beating on me. And as soon as he got locked up from previous charges that I didn't know about, I ran away.
Okay.
I quit my jobs and my father said, come. I felt as though that's when he wanted to actually be around me. So I left and I went back to Lincolnville.
Yes.
Not even 2 months later, we had a home invasion. He got shot with a double-barrel shotgun in his femoral artery in his leg. He had a single-barrel shotgun pellets throughout his chest, and he got shot with a 9mm in his head.
Wow.
Everybody ran out the house. It was a set.
Oh, I can't hear. What happened?
I don't know. Her sound has gone out.
Yeah.
Joy, your sound is out.
Sorry,
Okay.
my finger hit the button.
Oh, I am
But
so sorry to hear all of that.
yeah. So I'm sitting there watching my father after I had guns put in my face. They walking out. I heard him say, fuck him. He's going to die anyway. After I heard them drove off, I ran out there. All I saw was blood. So I kind of already knew what was going on with my father before it happened. I saw it. And I could see the spirits around whenever he was dying. And I just told him to hold on to my hand. Don't go.
Let it go. Don't hold it.
And I was trying to stop all the bleeding, but I couldn't find it bleeding in his head, and I couldn't find it in his chest, and that's what messed me up for a long time. Because anytime anything happened to him, I was the one that patched him up.
You had so much responsibility as a child. You never had an opportunity to be a child. You protecting everybody since you were a child.
So a lot of times I don't know if I'm coming or going.
True, because you're floating. You're floating. And you have to be grounded. And in order for you to be grounded, it's going to take time. But you can make it and you will make it. You just got to commit to yourself to be grounded. Okay? And the first step to being grounded, and I can't say this enough, grab a regular notebook and start writing from 5 years old. For now. Okay. Because you have to let go. You have to release it. You already acknowledge it and you already accepted it. You're already on the right path. But because you don't trust, you're holding on to everything like this.
I try to trust.
You're not going to be able to fully trust until you release and let go. Let it go. And just know that everything is a process. It's a journey. You're not going to sprint through it. There's going to be ugly days. There's going to be warm and fuzzy days. There's going to be days that you're going to feel so empowered that you're like, I got this. And then tomorrow you're like, oh, I'm depleted again. Okay. That's normal. You got to give yourself grace first and foremost.
And when I do that, they tell me that when I do try, when I notice that I have my ups and my downs, and I got my downs, everybody's like, that's not normal. Why are you shutting everybody out? Why you stopping talking to everybody? Because I need at least in 2 days just to myself.
Yes, and that's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's in your head. And the same way you shut yourself out so that you can regroup is the same way you got to shut them out. You got to choose you every day. Choose you every day. Every day you get up, I choose joy. Every day I get up, I'm choosing joy. It's a process. Remember that. And you are powerful enough to go through the process. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And don't allow people to come into your space to take from you. If they're not here to add, bump them. Your healing journey is going to require you to remove people from you. And it's going to hurt like hell because it's people that you've probably known all your life. But guess what? Who are you choosing? Joy or them?
Myself. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of having these ups and downs.
Yes.
It's to the point where I'll sit in my house for about 2-3 weeks just to stay away from people. And it shouldn't be like that. Even my mother, I will ignore her, and what pisses me off, she'll just call back to back to back. I'm like, yo,
yeah,
can I have some time to myself?
I guess you're just making it seem like you don't want to talk to me, so.
No, I don't want to talk to you right now. I really don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
And
I don't feel like being bothered by it. Yeah, and then she cries. She cries and turns it around on me.
Yeah.
I'm such a bad child, but I'm the only child you call when you need something, or you need to get out, or you stuck some damn where, because I'm the only dumbass child that's going to pick your ass up at 2-3 o'clock in the fucking morning. You are damn 46 years old, acting like you a fucking teenager. If you didn't want me, you should have gave me up for adoption and left it at that. And that's how I feel about that. And I don't think I'm wrong for feeling like that, but she says I'm wrong, and I don't think I am.
No, you're not. Your feelings are valid. No one has the permission to invalidate your feelings unless you give them the power to invalidate your feelings. Remember that. The only way your feelings are invalidated if you give them the okay to invalidate them. At this point, when we're children, we don't know any better. But as adults, we know better. So we do better. So she can say whatever she wants. Does that mean it's true? Does that mean you're going to put it on like a jacket, or you're going to put on that bodysuit and wear it proudly? Heck nah.
Letting that thing roll off my back like water and oil.
Exactly.
I want to try to get to one more person. I know I told you 2 hours, and we're at 2:03. Because I wanted a male to be able to get some healing.
Okay.
And I know we're, at 2 hours. So I was trying to see the awakened. Are you a male? Not sure. Miss Joy, I send so much love to you. Your story is powerful. You are powerful. You've touched me. I done cried and laughed and clapped my hands with you over here. So I'm just trying to see if Miss Yali, if you can just one more person.
Okay.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
So much.
Okay. She said that's her mom. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot, then. I mean, really? Okay, well, let's get it then. One more person.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Hi, Quatita. How you doing?
Greetings. I'm well. Hi, Makiba.
How you doing?
I'm good. Gratitude.
So why are you here today, Ms. Makiba?
I have no idea. It's just a lot. I've been through a lot. So it's like, just even in the past 3 years, I've been through a lot.
Okay.
Like I've lost like at least like 4 or 5 family members, like back to back to back, and then a cat, and then it's a lot. Like, right now I just feel a little bit like off. Like my sleeping is off. Like everything is just off. Like sometimes my energy is off. It's just a lot. It's a lot. I went out last night for the first time in forever to my sister-in-law's niece wedding, and I really enjoyed myself, and that had me like, wow, I really need to get out and hang out more with my family members, because I was with my nieces and my nephews, and I really enjoyed myself. But it's like then when it comes back down to reality, it's like I came back to this shit again. Like,
so tell me about the reality.
It's a reality for me right now. It's just struggling, trying to find a job, which is finally coming to a hold. Like my friend that I'm like close with, her mother is trying to get me a job where she works at, because I help her with her work. Like when she can't get it done. So that is coming to a hold. That's coming to a head rather. But mainly, I think it's just mainly like dealing with my son.
Okay.
When he's going through something. Like really, like he was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So in that in itself, learning how to like re-talk to him, learning certain words to say to him that won't trigger him to like go off, like it's a lot.
How old is your son?
He just turned 21.
Schizophrenia, they say schizophrenia, the onset is between 17 and 25.
Yeah, and he hit it at 19. He went away to college.
What
he went away
started
to
happening?
college. Yeah, he went away to college.
Oh.
Started smoking and weed, and somebody put that in his weed. So it's like, but it didn't like really mess him up, but that onset it, like that on the symptoms of it. And
did he want to go away to school?
Since he was 5 years old.
Okay.
Since he was 5 years old, he's been talking about going away to college.
How far was he from you?
He was all the way in Fredonia.
Where is that?
It's like an hour away from Canada.
Oh.
Like he was like 6, 7, maybe 8 hours away.
Okay, so that's far.
He was far. He was far.
So tell me about your trauma discovering your son's diagnosis. Yes. Process it, breathe, and let it go. Don't hold on to it. I see you holding on to it. Let it go. Yes, let it go. Yes.
For me, it was, he was around me, but being that we were in a situation where my roommate, which was one of my best friends, passed away, and I was going back and forth with his siblings to move out of an apartment that I didn't even want to stay in.
Okay.
But they went about it and just caused a whole bunch of other stuff, and that put me in the shelter.
Okay.
So while all of this is going on with me being in the shelter and him going back and forth to school, and I didn't want him in the shelter, so he really didn't stay there. So he stayed at my brother's house. So I see him, but I'm not like, me and my son are like this. Like we're so close. Like like literally like mind sync. Like I could say something, he'd be like, I know, and say it back. But being in the shelter and him not being directly with me and me not being in front of him and actually seeing the signs, because I know my son.
Yeah.
And not seeing the signs until it was like too late was a thing for me, because I'm very hands-on with my son. And to not know that and be able to help him and not being able to help him is a big thing for me, because I'm a helper. I'm like a problem solver. So right now it's a problem that I can't solve.
So do you blame yourself?
No, I don't blame myself. I hold myself accountable for not being there and seeing the signs directly, so I could like help him right then and there. Because it was a lot. I had to call his father's. I had to call his daughter's mother. I mean, his sister's mother, to actually talk to her to find out what was going on with his father, to find out what was going on with him.
Okay.
So it's like, it's a lot. And then my son feeling some type of way because he felt like his sisters and his siblings knew and they didn't say anything. And it's a lot. It was just a lot to him. It's a lot.
So
And then
schizophrenia comes from his father's side?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. When did you discover that his father's side had schizophrenia?
When I called his daughter's mother and I spoke to her, because I knew he had really bad depression. But me and him haven't spoken in years, like not a word, not a conversation, nothing. We couldn't talk on the phone without there being an argument. So we haven't spoken since my mother passed away. So my son probably he was graduating from the 5th grade. So I haven't spoken to him. And it was just even talking to her and finding out everything, and then having to process that, and then having to like read up on it, and then talk to my niece, because my niece she studies it. She's in college for it right now, and she does counseling. So I had to talk to her and get some advice from her on how to go about it. But it's a lot. It's still a lot. Like he gets in moods, like, and then I had someone tell me that I'm an empath. And now I understand, because I feel everything. Like if my friends are hurt, I hurt. Like me, like sitting here just watching him and listening to him like talk, and there's nobody there. It's like hard to even sit and watch and not get out. So it's a lot.
Yes. Let it go. There's only so much you can do. And you have to come to terms that this is a situation that you can't fix. You yourself can't fix it. And I know you're hurting because this is your son. And you feel as though that if you were more available, that you could have helped in some way, some shape, some form. But in reality, whether you were next to him or away from him, it would have came out. And there was nothing you could have done. It's not your fault that you couldn't be there. It's not your fault that you can't hold his hands through the process. You still hold space for him. You still love on him. And that's all you can do.
It's like my main support system is not here anymore. So I have a lot of family members and I have a lot of people that care about us, but
Dealing with schizophrenia is not easy.
Not at all.
It's
Not
not.
at all.
You don't know when it's going to be triggered.
I have to
You
watch
don't know
certain
what
words I
words, what
use.
sounds.
I have to, it sounds
Yeah.
like my kitten has a water filter,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't even plug it up because the motor sound is affecting him.
Yeah, it will trigger.
So it's like I had to learn how to talk to him. I had to learn certain words not to use, what to use, how to say what certain stuff, certain sounds. Like right now, I live in the Bronx. It's so loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about to get loud. Like they're about to be blasting their music. It started. I'm gonna have to close my windows because that affects him.
Yes.
So I have to put myself in a situation where now I'm gonna be overheated because all the windows are closed.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
There's
hot.
no AC in here but the
Yeah.
fan. So, but I'm okay with that because that's my son, and it's crazy because we were just talking about that. Like he was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am, I got you right, sir." Like he was talking to me like I was a slave owner. Like he was like, but it wasn't that type of situation. And he's like, "No, but you know, I'm supposed to do whatever you tell me to because you sacrificed for me." I said, first of all, I didn't sacrifice anything for you. I had you because I wanted you, and I did for you because I wanted to, and I had to, and that was my responsibility. I didn't sacrifice anything.
Yes.
Like parties, all I did that when I was 14, 15, 16. So by the time I was 23, I was like basically partied out. Like I did everything before that. So by the time I had him, I was a new person. Like I wasn't a new person. I wasn't the exact same person because I learned patience.
Mm-hmm.
I learned how to choose my words. I learned everything doesn't deserve a response.
That's right. That's right.
You can't, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Absolutely.
Words are something you can't take back, so use them very, very cautiously. And that's what I try to use. And in this process of learning, you know, meeting Cortita and learning, because I have to catch up, because I don't know what was going on with me, whether I was getting requests or my energy wasn't off. I missed so much and I need to catch up on it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm being drained, like mentally and physically. And it's like people and things. And it's like, I just want to be mentally strong for my son because he needs it. And it's a lot he's going through. And I just need to be completely focused so I can be able to help him progress and prosper. Because he wants to do a lot, even in his state right now. He's like, no, I need to get my financials in together. I need to find a job. I need to get out of the house. I need to find my own apartment. I want to do this. I want to do that. But it's like mentally, I just wish he would. I don't know. Like I wish he didn't even get it. I wish he would have just been good because I know the person that he is and I know the person that he's going to be, not the person he could have been before this affected him, still the person he's going to be, because my son is so smart and so funny and so like his whole aura is like contagious. So you have like, I know it's not me that needs to focus and get my brain right. Even though I do, he needs it more. Like he needs it more because it affects everything: sleep, attitudes, energy. It affects everything. And in his state of mind, he can't let things go. Like it holds to him. And I need him to know. I'm like, listen, Jaden, I'm in a place where I don't want to hold on to the past. That's going to hinder you from being the person you need to be. It's going to hinder you from doing what you need to do. So you need to let it go. I don't want to hold it. I don't want you to hold it. Stop bringing it up. Stop trying to be hatchet. I don't want it. You don't need it. Like, let it go. Like, the brain is already going through so much. That is extra. The past is extra. You do not need to hold on to that energy, that feeling, that anything. Just let it go. Like,
it's not easy though. It's not easy because they always divert to the past
They do.
They get stuck in, yes, they get stuck there. So he has to, it's a process.
Can I call
It's a
him in here?
long journey.
Can I call him
very
in
long
here?
journey. Okay. Been there, done that. Okay.
Okay, can I call him in here so you can tell him this? Because he's like, I said, can I call him in here so you can tell him this?
Yes.
Let me see. Jaden, come here real quick. I think he's asleep.
Okay.
Jaden. Oh, no, he's not. All right. He said, give him 1 second. Sorry about that, guys.
No,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, but he is like, oh, yikes. Like, I'm sitting here sweating because it's like, and it's cool in my room, but I'm still sweating. It's like, that feeling is just the feeling of not being able to help just overtakes me. And it's like, because I'm a helper. I like to help. Hi, Jaden.
Can I say what I keep seeing though? Makiba, you
Yes,
are
ma'am.
choking your soul to death by not allowing it out.
I
Hey,
know,
Mister, how are you?
I felt like it. I felt like it. Oh, Jaden, she's talking to you. She can't see you on the camera.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
You fine yourself?
I'm doing great. So tell me something. What is it that you would like to share with us? Nice smile. You are very handsome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me what is one of your most frustrating experience through this process?
Not having this to being diagnosed with this thing.
I am uncertainty. Like usually people who go through the mental health system, they receive misdiagnosis before they have an actual one. So I don't know exactly what's going on, but I don't think they diagnosed me with schizophreniform. Schizophreniform is like it's a type of schizophrenia.
You know what it is, bro.
No, can I explain?
I'm sorry.
Schizophrenia is it's not one mental disorder. Schizophrenia is on the spectrum. Schizophreniform is like it could be a beginning and could develop into schizophrenia, but most people with schizophreniform, they don't. Everyone doesn't develop schizophrenia. Schizophreniform could be not with you for the rest of your life, but I don't think I have schizophreniform. I think they diagnosed me with schizophreniform because I had shivers, and I don't think that's why. I think I was post-traumatic, or I don't know if I still am post-traumatic, but it's just with this mental health system, it's like not knowing, and it's hard going back and forth with like psychiatrists and psych wards for like a jail center. So
I think he's gifted. I was
just about to say I don't see any. Yeah,
he's always been on the level.
A lot of times in our children, our Melanite men, they misdiagnose them. I was just telling you, I don't know if that was you, Yali. I was saying when I see a lot of our gifted men, they see demons.
Yes, and it's not.
And I believe it's because they are sending them to our men, like they're under attack.
Told you.
Don't claim that word.
Told you.
Don't even put it in your vocabulary. Don't even put it in your mind.
He doesn't claim that word. He always says that he does it. That's not what he has. He always says that.
That's right.
No, we're going to send some healing to him. We're sending some healing to him.
Come here. Because she said she want to send some healing to you. Come here. Oh, he said give him 1 second. He went to do something.
Yeah, he went to do something, Makiba girl. Yeah. Yali.
Yes, ma'am.
I knew you was gonna show up and show the hell out.
Gratitude.
Oh, he went and grabbed a chair. Like, he went to grab a chair.
Oh, okay. Yeah, get comfortable. Okay.
Ms. Makiba, before Governess takes over.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like for you to accept the fact that your son is not schizophrenic.
Okay.
If he's telling you he's not, trust and believe that he's not. He's speaking from his soul.
Okay.
Okay. Gratitude.
Okay. Gratitude. Gratitude.
My sister was schizophrenic, and he is not.
Oh.
My sister was schizophrenic, and even on the times where she came back and was functional, she was never functional. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
And I could see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I heard what he said, post traumatic. And that's a big thing that our men and we deal with, but our men deal with, and they're told to be quiet, don't cry. You know, like, so you know how much pressure that is to build up on a black male, you know, a Melanite. Like, it's a lot of pressure, you know, and
Yes.
to be seen as you're supposed to do this, and not even by you, mom, but I'm saying by society.
Yes.
You're highly gifted, and the spirit walks with you. And I just want you to know that. The spirit
Yeah.
lies with you, so does the soul, and they love you. And we're going to send the healing protection from Adina and from Yehuda over to you. And I just say, I show gratitude, Makiba, for you even coming up here. I no longer want you to choke your soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Allow it to come out, but allow it to come out in a way that is going to be freeing to your soul.
Yes.
That you can cleanse. I love when Yali said, let it come out. It's cleansing. It is. Stifling when you feel like you can't cry. Boys feel like they can't cry. It's
Yes.
stifling. So I send so much love. I'm going to hand the floor back over to Yali. Yali, I'll let you complete your work. I show gratitude.
Thank
Gratitude.
you.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, Queen Tita.
So Jaden, I love the fact that you are following your gut instinct and not accepting the fact that you're schizophrenic in whatever form, whether it's low, medium, or high, whether it's functioning or non-functioning. I'm glad that you're not accepting that, because that's not who you are. So you're highly gifted. What I would recommend you do is to create a list of things that you enjoy doing. And because it's probably so much that you don't know where to focus. So create a list. And when you create that list, create your top 3. Write down your top 3. When you write down your top 3, then you choose one and you focus on one until the end. You go to number 2, you focus on that one until the end. You go to number 3, and so forth and so on. Don't limit yourself. They want you to limit yourself because they know your gift. So of course they're going to tell you you're crazy, but you're not. And you know you're not. So don't accept it. You continue to hold on to your power and don't give it away in any way, shape, or form. And your mom is going to be your support, because now she understands that there's nothing wrong with her son.
That's right. I get that. Gratitude.
Gratitude. I'm glad that you guys were able to come up here, because guess what? Somebody in the chat and whoever will see the replay is going to receive this, because so many of our men don't talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And we tend to accept what they're telling us, what we are being told, as opposed to following our higher self. And he is following his higher self. Allow him to be.
Okay.
Allow him to be. Let him walk in his power. He knows his power. But you have to know his power. You have to accept his power, not what anybody else is saying, because what they're doing is attempting to take it away from him.
Okay.
And he's not going to allow that. I show gratitude.
Gratitude. Gratitude, chat.
Gratitude.
Gratitude, Petita.
Absolutely. I love you and Jaden to life. I show
Love you
gratitude.
guys too. For love, for real. This was eye-opening and very, very helpful, because I feel like I had a weight taken off my back, and now it's just trying to deal with all the losses that I took, and that's just another level that I'm trying to deal with.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate you for coming up and allowing Miss Yali to do her thing. Both of you. I know it wasn't easy.
You are the best, and it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Yeah.
I talked about it to my niece, but I really like needed to talk to somebody that would actually be like, okay, listen, this is what it is, because she was really talking to me as a family member and not really talking to me as somebody that would actually give the right advice. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay, whew, I needed that. I do feel way better. My chest feels a whole lot lighter. So yes, thank you. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude.
I check.
All right.
Gratitude.
Ashe. Peace. I want to say gratitude to Cleopatra North, Cole Brady, The Awakened, Cheesy, Miss Capricio. Oh, Capricorn, that's Miss Rochelle. Gratitude, Antoinette, Beta, L'Oreal, and everybody else that wanted to come up and did not get a chance to do so. I don't want you to be sad because Yali has already agreed from time to time to come on up to for let's have a conversation and do some work. But I think I want to sit down with Yali, Malika, and Maya J and formulate something that Carbon has said. Maybe this is our next show. How to
Um,
heal what the church didn't fix.
I,
Okay.
yes.
Come through. Come through. Work is needed. Work shall be done.
I check.
I say to the spirit. Listen, they have been handing you your flowers. I've been trying to make sure I put it up there. I mean,
Gratitude, Chad. I appreciate you guys.
how did you feel, Yali?
I felt good. Look, in the beginning, I was a little nervous. I was sweating all everywhere, but I know what I'm doing. You know.
You do, absolutely, but it can be kind of nerve wracking when you're up here. Yeah, listen, I understand. You were the only one up there too. I done clicked off. I'm clicking the hell off here.
You by myself. No, I'm kidding.
I did. I
No, no,
did.
no, no, no.
I
You know what? I show gratitude and I appreciate the fact that you trusted me with your group of people. I
yes.
really appreciate that you trusted me to even come up to your platform. I really do appreciate this from the bottom of my heart. Gratitude, Mother Adina and Yehuda, and my entire ancestor and spirit team. I give gratitude
Can
to
you
the
quote
chat
your
and to
cash app
everybody.
for him, Yali?
Oh, my cash app is currency flows to me.
Ooh, dig, dig.
Period.
Period. Before you go, don't rush off on me, Yali.
No, I
Please
won't.
explain your fast is coming up.
Oh, okay. Oh, I brought the notebook down with me too. All right, guys. So the
Yali, my
Lions
laughing buddy, man. We cuts up.
yes.
She
We
is
have
getting
the
ready to do a
Lionsgate.
fast.
I got it right here. Here we go. All right. So we have a fast coming up. It's going to begin July 26th through August 12th. The fast consists of no alcohol, no bread, no meat, including seafood. Okay. On August 8th, which is the manifesting day, we're going to meditate throughout the day, and then Governess and I will decide what time we will all come on. Either she'll do a live or we'll do it on Zoom, however we decide to do it, where everyone will be meditating at the same time. Okay. It's called the Lionsgate fasting, and we're going to focus on the Yehuda oath as well as the reverence prayer. Let's see, what else did I miss? Oh, in the
Tell me
beginning.
if this is right. Is that right, Yali?
Huh?
Is your cash app right?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Gratitude.
Yes.
So in the beginning of the fasting, we will write 12 things that we're grateful for. And at the end of the fasting, we'll write another 12 things that we're grateful for. And we'll compare where our minds were at the beginning and where it is at the ending of the fasting. Okay. So remember, we'll probably put it up again, but it's no alcohol, no bread, no meat, including seafood. So let's get it, y'all. Let's manifest. It's manifesting time. Let's get what we want. Let's take.
Y'all better know that it got a dollar sign in front of it now. Don't act like y'all don't know about Cash App. Wait a minute. I knew it looked wrong, but I couldn't figure it out. That's why I kept saying, is that right, Yali? There it is. That's it. That is Miss Yali's Cash App. I can't wait. I am going to participate with Yali in her fast. I'm going to put it up for everybody, and we're going to talk about it again. Only thing for me is, and me and Yali spoke about it, my tour starts August 6th, and I will have to drink for Papa. I will not be drinking for the pleasure of myself, but I will drink for the sake of spirit. So I show gratitude. Good
Gratitude.
girlfriend. All right. I know. We're gonna talk later after this.
Yes.
Y'all make sure y'all tap into dollar sign currency flows to me. That is Miss Yali's Cash App. I show gratitude and I'm so sorry, Kimberly Thomas and everybody who did not get to come up and speak. But listen, like I said, we're gonna have more of these. Our people need to be healed and we're gonna heal them. I don't want our men to feel out of place. Please come up and feel free to share your pain and get your healing, if we can even use that word. They so technical and try to be legal, but come and get what you need. Understand? So
Yes.
anything we want to add, Yali, before we get up out of here?
I show gratitude. Y'all have a blessed, amazing day.
All right, see y'all soon. Peace.